Hey guys, Ramblin' Man Moto here, coming back with an update about the broken prong that was on the side cover of my Indian Springfield motorcycle. I've already posted a longer video giving kind of a quick recap of the broken prong that was on the side cover that you have to remove the seat bolts. And this Indian Springfield's under warranty, but my closest dealer is a 1.5 hour round trip, and I haven't had really great service from them. In fact, kind of the final straw for me was they told me that something was going to be covered under warranty. I didn't even think it needed to be fixed, to be honest. And they said they had submitted it to Indian, never heard from them. They were following up, couldn't get an answer. They were basically lying. I called Indian directly, who said that they had never submitted anything and that there were no records of any activity. And then they ghosted me when I tried to follow up at the dealership about it. So I gave a short recount of that to Indian. So what I did was I used some super glue that I had on hand to repair the broken prong. And I've since removed and reinstalled it maybe like 3 times, and it hasn't broken yet. But based on the feedback of everybody that's had this issue, it will break. But I also bought an epoxy to fix it for the next time. But in the meantime, I emailed Indian with a recap of the broken part, what happened, and that my closest dealer is an 1.5 hour round trip. And if I go to the next closest dealer, it's probably going to be about a 3 hour round trip. And before I go to all that trouble, I just wanted to see if they could give me some feedback about whether this would be covered under warranty or not. I sent that on a weekend, and on the first business day thereafter, they immediately got in touch with me. They called me, and it was a friendly American voice that I could understand. It was human, and I've dealt with this individual before, actually, on a couple of inquiries. And he had already checked with the warranty department and come back and said, hey, look, we get that the dealer is far away and nobody wants to deal with that hassle. So I've gotten approval to give you a discount coupon so that you can go onto our website and just order the piece that you need. I guess they prefer to do it that way rather than just sending me the part for some reason. And he asked me if that would be okay, but the kicker is, he said the part that you have that you need is like $430 or $440 or something like that. And he said the denominations of their coupon codes that they can issue only go in certain increments. And he'd have to issue me one for $500, and I would have to spend up to that much to trigger the discount coupon. And he asked me if that would be okay. And I was kind of scratching my head about why would that be a problem, that the part I need is $430, $440, you want to give me $500. And I pointed out to him that on their website, if I order it, and in fact, this deal may still be going on, that on Indian's website, they had some incentives that if you spent like $100, you got $50 or $25 off. And if you spent like $250, you got $100 or something. And then if you spent like, maybe it was $500. And then if you spend $750, you get $150 off. And because I'm an elite status member with Indian to get free shipping here, I get another 15% off. All these specials were going, and you can stack them on top of each other. And I asked them, I'm like, look, if I go and order some of the supplies automatically, the elite status, and he was like, yeah, just go ahead and use all the discounts you can. So I said, well, look, I'm probably going to add, I was going to buy some stuff anyway. I'm going to probably add to kick this up to $750 to get the $150 off discount plus the $500 coupon code you're going to send me. And he's like, yeah, okay. So I did that. The very next day, I placed an order for the replacement side cover. It came. It comes painted to match. And I went ahead and ordered some other stuff and got a nice kind of deal in the process. I have not installed that new side cover. I think I may just wait until the one I have breaks or something. And the other thing was I had reached out to them to just say, hey, the code wasn't working. And they asked me to like give it 24 hours for it to get into their system. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. Well, the original guy I was dealing with didn't get that update that I just waited. And he got back in touch with me with another code and said, hey, I've tested this one. It's working. Here's a new code for you to use. And this was after I'd already placed the order. And that was a pretty funny moment. We were having a talk around the dinner table about what's the right thing to do in this situation. So I reached back out to him and said, hey, look, that's really nice of you to test that and follow back up. But I actually got the first code to work. Order's been placed, just waiting to get it. And I was hoping I would get an attaboy, and he might say, you know, go ahead and use it. That's no problem. A little bit joking there, but he was like, thanks for your honesty. We're going to deactivate the other code. So anyhow, I wanted to give a shout out to Indian on this because, you know, so many companies in a situation like this would say, well, you got to go to the dealer. That's our policy. And boy, that, as a customer, who likes a company that doesn't permit its employees to bob and weave through reality? Yeah, sometimes you got to have rules and policies and procedures to bring some consistency. But so many companies have people that aren't thinking about how to handle the situation. They just hide behind, this is our policy. So I appreciate Indian not doing that. The guy that helped me, he's helped me on a couple other things and has always been, you know, super polite and responsive. And I don't always get what I'd like out of them or whatever it was. You know, I'm not saying this just because this time around it worked out the way I wanted. There's been a couple of things like when I needed to transfer the warranty. The dealer that I mentioned, when I transferred the warranty over on this bike, charged me a stupid fee to do a 10-second entry in their computer system to transfer it over to me. It's just nickel and diming. And this guy, the same guy, I remember talking to him about this, told me back then that they used to be able to handle that when you called the 800 number for Indian with no fee. They didn't charge you to transfer it, but that corporately they had decided they weren't going to do that anymore, that you had to go to a dealer and show ID or something. But he was still polite and responsive and empathetic. I didn't get what I wanted. That time I had to make a 1.5 hour round trip to the dealer and pay their silly fee for a 10-second transaction. And something that could easily have been handled by email, by sending whatever documentation. But nope, they wouldn't do it. So you don't always get what you want. But in this case, shout out to Indian. I really appreciate what they did. They made it simple and sent the replacement part under warranty. A lot of people have told me they think they should redesign that part and use metal instead of rubber instead of these little plastic parts that are going to break. So lesson learned on my part, and going forward, I'm just going to apply some grease and take it slow. All right. See you on the road.